I think we need to keep working with the US in seeing how we can keep them engaged, both in the defense of Ukraine, in reaching a just peace agreement, but also in helping in the field of accountability.
You said yesterday during the conference that there is no such thing as lasting peace without justice for those who suffered. How do you see justice for Ukraine, and is it possible to achieve it in the short term?
So justice is something that needs to happen. I mean, we even see now with conflicts that are over 100 years ago, that if there hasn't been any resolution, if justice hasn't been done, then the open wound remains. So from that perspective, I think justice very much needs to be part of any peace process. But then again, as you say, it might not happen tomorrow. So we need to work now on the institutions that allow us to create justice, but it might take a while before justice is served.
Do I understand correctly that justice for Ukraine can take decades? For example, as it happened with former Yugoslavia, when the special tribunal was established in 1993 and finished its work in 2017. So, as I said, it's decades.
Well, in that case, you're talking about really big cases against the leadership of a country. And those take time, indeed. One, to make sure that the perpetrators are actually ready for questioning. Two, to make these cases round. And three, to get to a final verdict. So yes, it might take decades in the case of the leadership, but then even that is better than having no justice at all. And I think everybody involved in the Yugoslavia tribunal will attest that they're happy that this route was taken and that justice was served. That doesn't mean that for every other war crime perpetrated by any Russian in Ukraine, you have to wait for decades to get justice. I mean, these cases are already ongoing, verdicts are being done. But if you talk about leadership trials, then yeah, this is something that takes a while.
Ukraine's General Prosecutor's Office expects that special tribunal for Russian crimes of aggression will be launched just in 2 years. And in Ukraine, this case is called like unprecedented because, you know, a special tribunal is expected to be launched like in 2 years. And do you personally believe that it will happen? And what do we mean exactly when we say that the special tribunal is being launched?
No, I think that a big step has been taken and will be announced tomorrow. When it comes down to the modalities of the special tribunal, it's very, very important. And we know this from our experience with flight MH17 that was downed over eastern Ukraine, that you have broad political support of a large group of nations if you want to erect a tribunal. With the announcement tomorrow, I think there is a large group of nations, significant group of nations, that agrees on the basic principles on which such a tribunal should belong. So I think it could be erected in a couple of years. That seems feasible.
Now we see that the United States gradually winding down their programs regarding investigating Russian war crimes. Why now, and how will it affect Ukraine?
So of course the US was making a great contribution also to accountability and the cases in the war crimes. But we were doing a lot as well as European nations, other nations, in supporting Ukraine. So it might slow down some cases, but we will not stop. We will not give up. We will keep supporting your quest for justice. We know there's over 150,000 war crime cases that are now inventorized, and in the end they all need to be brought to justice.
A contribution of European countries is huge in investigating Russian war crimes, especially Netherlands. At the same time, we know that, as far as I know, United States have such kind of capabilities that are not available in Europe. Maybe you could tell us a little bit more what exactly, because a lot of experts who I talked to, they said that yes, there would be no like a catastrophe for Ukraine if United States will exit, but at the same time we will lose like a really strong ally.
Of course, but that goes for all of us. I mean, the US has capabilities in defense, financially, economically, in big tech companies that are crucial for even our own European defense. So the announcements now, I think we need to keep working with the US in seeing how we can keep them engaged, both in the defense of Ukraine, in reaching a just peace agreement, but also in helping in the field of accountability. So I would not give up on engaging with the US on that.
During the United for Justice, United for Survivors conference, you said that the key to restoring justice is strengthening Ukraine's capacity to investigate, prosecute, and convict international crimes. So could you elaborate a bit about it? So what exactly should make Ukraine stronger in this case?
So I think you have a huge amount of cases now lying, waiting to be prosecuted. I think where we can help is one, with helping in forensics, so gathering the evidence, making sure you have watertight cases. Two, we can maybe help in prioritizing or grouping cases to make sure that you start with the cases that are most urgent or most clear or can create a precedent for cases to come. So if you have jurisprudence on a certain number of cases, it can make it easier for judges in similar cases to do quicker verdicts. So I think we can help collectively in getting the system up and running, in making it watertight, making it quicker, and delivering justice as fast as we can to all the people.
And my last question, we have already spoken with you a bit about how long it could take to investigate some cases and to bring those who are responsible to the justice. Doesn't it indicate that international law needs new, more effective mechanism to make this process faster?
Well, law is never the fastest profession in the world. And I, as a former military, I very much like to get things done tomorrow and move forward. But in justice, it takes time. But the important thing is that when people get a verdict, it has to be beyond doubt. And if that happens, even if it takes 10 years, like in the case of some leaders of Yugoslavia, former Yugoslavia, then the verdict is a permanent closing. And I think that's what justice should do. It should serve justice in the end and not necessarily only as quickly as possible.
Thanks for watching. Your support is central to helping us keep our audience informed about what's at stake in Ukraine. Consider becoming our member and help the Kyiv Independent to provide locally produced independent journalism from Ukraine to the world.